Hey, I'm Jeff Yeager, the ultimate cheapskate and host of The Cheap Life. It's viewer Q&A time where you ask the questions, I give the answers, and everyone saves. First, Alona Zaba Zilona, cool name by the way, asks, are there some things you ought to splurge on rather than always save? That's a fantastic question and I get it all the time. For one of my books, I asked my cheapskates, do you ever splurge? And 100% of them said, yes, I do splurge. But what I do, I give it a lot of thought first. I try to save the money for the splurge in advance. And here's a really key thing. They're much more likely to splurge on experiences rather than objects. So rather than a flat screen TV, they might take a trip with the kids. Because when you think about it, experiences tend to appreciate in value and many items tend to depreciate in value. Great question. And here's one from Sarah Alley. Do you and your wife have a savings account and is it worth it? I think what you're referring to is we all know that the interest rate on savings accounts is very, very low these days. To answer your question, yes, we do have a very small savings account. We keep most of our money in other low-risk investments. The point I'd really like to make is if you have any debt, my advice to you would be to seriously consider taking money that you might otherwise put in savings and instead use it to pay down that debt. I'll bet you dollars to donuts that you're paying a much higher interest rate on the money you're borrowing than on what you're going to receive through a savings account or in fact through many kinds of investments. And here's one from Martha K. Dear Jeff, what would you do if you unexpectedly inherited a large amount of money? Well, Martha, I don't even know you, but I'm really excited by the fact that you consider naming me in your will like that. That's very generous of you. But seriously, if you inherit a large sum of money or have another windfall in life, my advice is always the same. Use it to pay down debt first and then put the rest of it in a safe, secure investment. The rule is this: wait at least a year between the time you receive the windfall and even thinking about going out and spending any of it. And keep me in mind about that will too, Martha. Here's one from Alan K. Jeff, I think you're great and I agree with most of what you say on the show, but it seems unrealistic to think that we're going to be able to change people's attitude about spending and consuming. I think you're fighting an uphill battle. You're right, Alan. I mean, trying to change people's attitudes about something like money and getting them to spend less and consume less, it's crazy. I mean, what was I thinking? How could you possibly convince people to give up something that they're so used to doing? You know, it would be like, say, smoking in a public place. Make sure you check out my other videos. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of our show. Subscribe to The Cheap Life. It's free.